Terez Owens joining us here on ESPN 97.5. Terez, we appreciate the time, man, and thank you so much for being patient. VY stopped by. We had to give him some love, and we're glad that you're able to join us here for a few minutes. I know you're aware now of what Calvin Murphy had to say. It's become a national story, and it's everywhere. But this story really started with you. And the question that I got from day one, and I said this is being reported. I don't start rumors. I talk about them once they're out. That is my mantra. But I said, people asked me, where did he get this information? I don't want you to give your sources, but, this is a story that's so bizarre. I mean, where did this start? How did it all come about? And really, how many people know?
You know what? I mean, I can't still to this day, I can't say it's 100% true. It's still allegedly, but I'm just trusting my sources. In other words, the first day pretty much it came out, I think, was last Friday. And we were getting actually emails Thursday night after the game. They started coming in. And then, you get a lot of stuff, crazy stuff in the inbox. And next thing you know, like a source that we knew all of a sudden sends this and said, hey, this is legit. And the thing was, I read it at first, I'm like, okay, this is crazy. But then I have trusted the guy before, and he's proven me wrong. I mean, I've trusted him, and he's made me look good, So we went ahead and ran with it. His lawyers contacted us, told us to take it down. About 4 days later, we found it kind of a little funny that they waited 4 days, almost the fact where it was either like, okay, you obviously knew the story was out probably right away because you're a big, pretty much power machine. They know those stories that hit the web. Why would you let it go 4 days and just surface? Maybe is it to take the pressure off LeBron because he just, didn't show up again for a legendary game, or, is there truth to it? So we just kept hearing stuff, and then, I mean, when Calvin Murphy came on today and said it, it was kind of like, wow. It was just, it's just kind of basically put a stamp on everything we've been hearing for the last week. And, we're pretty much done digging now. There's nothing else more that we can do except for put up sources after source that sit there and tell us, or banging in our head saying, hey, this is allegedly true. This is allegedly true. So we just kind of, went after it, and we're seeing where it kind of takes us.
Terez Owens joining us here. He is the guy that broke this story as about a week or so ago, as we said. Maybe it was Friday of last week when we started talking about this. And you can check out his website as well, www.terezowens.com. But this story, and when it came out, I said the same thing, Terez. I said, wait a minute, if this isn't true, you got to be screaming and hollering and say, wait a minute, hold on, this, what's the deal here? Now you're telling us it was 4 days before they even moved to say, hey, we're going to give you a cease and desist order and you got to take this down. I'm not saying that plays into it, but it does look suspicious from my end. And being a guy that's been in the media, stories come about and you have people that immediately come out and dispute those stories if they're not true. That wasn't really the case here, was it?
No, that wasn't. We had, we had talked to a couple of mistresses of Tiger Woods. And, even before, say, we didn't have enough to, afford some stories or something because they would go somewhere else, we were still talking to people and getting hunches and putting stuff up. And there was a couple times we put stuff up that wasn't true. And, he's working still kind of with that same machine that Tiger is. And we would receive stuff within an hour of putting stuff out. Do you know what I mean?
With Tiger?
With Tiger, yeah. And certain people, like even Tom Brady. Sometimes we get some stuff for Tom Brady that, his people are on it, boom. And, LeBron's LeBron James. He's King James. They knew it was out there. So, I don't know. I have a few questions that kind of just, go with that whole theory. And I'm a huge sports fan. I'm a big gambler. I watch basketball, and I just didn't see the same LeBron James. And when I kind of started, putting the numbers together with, Delante's numbers and just even the press conference after the game when he says, sometimes you get nightmares before you can find your dreams. And it just wasn't the same LeBron James. There was really something. He looked tired. He looked worn out. He looked frustrated. Just even in his last press conference, it just didn't seem like it was just from basketball.
Terez Owens joining us here on ESPN 97.5. Tell us about your website. I mean, I think some have made comparisons to Perez Hilton. You're like the Perez Hilton of sports, or attempting to, be the guy that kind of breaks these kind of stories. And tell us a little bit about your background, some other stories that you have broken.
We've been doing Terez Owens now for a little over a year, and we put up about probably 12 to 15 stories a day. And if anybody's a reader and they follow our stuff, we put out great stuff we're a sports gossip site. So we report rumors. Other stuff that has came out a long time ago when the Reggie Bush, Kim Kardashian stuff broke, I did a bunch of radio about it, but no one would pick it up. But literally, I was the first one to report that they had broken up, and it was because of Kanye West, of her cheating on him with Kanye West, and no one believed me. Next thing you know, 10 days later, it was everywhere, and then about 6 months later, the whole Kanye West thing came out. So a couple people have been following us. They know, we try to do what we can. I'm a sports fan. I'm not going to try to feed baloney. Sometimes you get caught in the crazy stuff that, is the internet, but we trust ourselves, we trust our sources, and we try to get in everybody's daily rotation. So that's what we're trying to do. Like, just check us out and see what you think.
Yeah, I mean, what do you say to people that say this is a bunch of nonsense and Terez Owens is putting this out there to get Terez Owens some pub? Because you're certainly getting a lot of it.
We're getting a ton of pub, but I'm a LeBron James fan, and to be honest, I'm not one to just wouldn't just throw it out there. I've been working too hard on this site every single day, and I have, what I'm saying, I have another day job too. This isn't just it. This has become full-time lately, but at the end of the day, it's like I work too hard just to put out nonsense and try to just, throw it in the air and hopefully I hit something. But we try to do all of our research on all of our stories, and we trust our sources.
Terez, I wanted to ask you about the story that you have up right now, that you have another anonymous person that is confirming the story. Is that correct?
Yes. Another person that's, high up, and they know a couple high up PR people inside the NBA, and they sent us a text message, a couple other things today after, today, but it was might have been late night yesterday after you guys did the Calvin Murphy story. So, and the weird thing to me is why no, but all it would have taken right away, honestly, was someone to come out and say, hey, this is nonsense right away that day. This is crazy. But they just let it surface for 4 days. So I don't know. I mean, that was the weird thing to me. I mean, I've been doing this, not that it's a ton, but a year, and I've had enough legal stuff go on in that 1 year to understand that, usually it's right away.
No, I agree with you. I agree with you.
I want to ask you about the legal stuff. So LeBron's people, or LeBron's mom's people, have reached out to you. How about Delonte West's people?
Nope, we haven't heard anything. We actually, I just got another letter from their lawyers, which is the second one, but see, it was been another 3 days. We got something on Monday, and now we're getting something today that said they want to speak to our legal team, so we're going to let our legal team speak to them and just see what happens. We're a sports gossip site, regardless. We are just reporting what is sent to us, and we kind of try to shuffle through all the garbage, but this one had a little something extra on it that we kind of felt that could, allegedly be true.
What do athletes in the sports world think of you?
You know what? I don't know. I try to. To tell you the truth, I don't know. I was next door neighbors with, Sean Merriman and a couple of these guys. Sean Rogers lived in my building, friends with them. I don't know if they knew what I did, but it's. I really don't know.
What, are you being sued? It sounds like.
You know what? I can't really tell you.
Yeah.
I try to be a helper, not a hater. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm a helper, not a hater.
You working on any other stories that you want to break?
Not right now. We got a little something pretty crazy this morning from J.J. Hickson's landlord.
J.J.
Sent
Hickson.
us a check saying that J.J. Hickson never pays his rent on time, bounces checks left and right. So we had to, our source is usually good. They sent us this stuff. We put it out and said, hey, J.J. Hickson, pay your rent on time.